Hi, I'm Grace Baroni, and welcome to Conversations with the ERC5. Today I am honored to have with us as our guest, Sandra Doran, president of Bay Path University. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. I've been really looking forward to this.
As have I. This is so exciting. And I have to say, you just exude this warmth that just puts everyone at ease, because I was a little nervous. I'm like, oh my goodness, she's coming on the show, and I've heard you speak, and you're just absolutely wonderful. And so, yeah, I was a little bit up here, but the minute you walked in, you just put the whole room at ease. You have such grace and confidence.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. I really appreciate that. You know, I work with students all day, faculty and staff, people in the community. So I'm a real people person. So I take that as a real compliment. Thank you.
You exude that. And I think that is very important. I imagine with your students, for instance, it's great when you're approachable and you're there for them. I think that just sets the stage for the success at Bay Path.
Thank you. I very much view my role as one to be a role model. And, I do a lot of mentoring with students. I probably meet with students every day about something, whether I'm having lunch with them in Blake Dining Commons, whether I'm meeting with our PA students, whether I'm talking with our graduate students, whether I'm talking with our first-year students around our WELL program, Women as Learners and Leaders, which is one of our really foundational programs about how to do the things that we're talking about, build confidence, be a good role model. What are the foundations for success? So
yes, students
are really important to me. Thank you.
That is wonderful. So, and I am a big fan of Lydia Finette, who does her, the book is on confidence and obtaining it. And I always think that's an important thing for us to start teaching young girls at an early age, because we don't all just become confident. I know for myself, it wasn't until I became an older woman that maybe there was more confidence there. And I always wanted to make sure that my daughters knew that they could do anything that they wanted to do and that they could make it happen. And it's like, how do we instill that in our young girls? Because the world is theirs. And how do we make them aware of that?
Right. The world is theirs, and they can do anything that they want to do. And I think one of the things is, again, back to role models. People have to see themselves in other people. So I've been blessed to have numerous role models. My mother, of course. So my mother went back to school as an adult. And so when I was in middle school, and I have two younger sisters, my mother would pull out her books. We would all pull out our books. And so, going to school, going to college, being serious about it and disciplined about it, and finding that thing that really motivated you, it begins at a very early age. So role models are really important. I think the other thing that's really important is building a series of competencies. So I don't know if you feel this way, but I see it in our students is, if you're successful at one thing, it doesn't matter how large or small it is, you're constantly building on that. So yes, I did this, now I can do this, now I can do this, and your confidence grows. And I see that in our students, not just our 18 to 24-year-olds, which are what we call our more traditional students, right? Going to school right after high school. But we see it in our adult students. So we have an entire program devoted to women who want to come back to college. Their college career was interrupted for one reason or another. We all know life circumstances get in the way sometimes. And that group of scholars, women who are returning to Bay Path because they are dedicated, they're dedicated to earning a college degree. It's the same. It is the same process. It is confidence based on competence, based on role models, based on encouragement. And that's a big part of who we are at Bay Path. We've got an entire program, a student success center that is really built and focused on making sure that our students are successful.
And I've been checking out the website because I am one of those folks who didn't get the college degree. But as I keep shifting through careers and different experiences, it's like, okay, so what do I want to do now? And I'm kind of liking what I'm doing. I spent the last 10 years in senior living, senior health care. So I became a certified dementia practitioner, all of those things that I needed. But now that I've settled in to my newest career, it's like, okay, so I need to learn everything I can about nonprofit. I need to learn, and I have a whole list, and it's like, I think BayPath can help me get there. And I'm sure I'm not the only woman out there who changes careers. And, you know, when folks say to me, so when are you thinking of retiring? I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I become 70, because
right.
I
Absolutely.
don't see that.
So at BayPath, we talk a lot about lifelong learning, which is we begin educating high school students. And you may have heard of early college. So that opportunity when you're a sophomore, junior, senior to take some college courses, understanding what it's like to be a college student, but equally importantly, to actually earn college credit so that when you graduate with your high school diploma, you also have some credits towards college. Really important, particularly for first generation students, because they can say, I am going to college. I've been to college. I've got 3, 6, 9, 12 college credits, and I know I can do it, so I can then take the next step. So we started early college. We then progress through undergraduate degrees, which might include certificates. We've got a really exciting undergraduate degree now where we offer a variety of certificates, one in Facebook, one in Google, we have all these different industry certificates, which makes your BayPath degree that much more valuable. So from there, you can earn your master's. We offer a master's in nonprofit management. Of course we do.
That's what I need to look at.
So I would encourage you to look at that. In addition, we offer some additional master's certificates, and then we offer a number of doctoral programs, and then postdoctoral, particularly for our alums. So we view this career trajectory as high school to forever.
And it should be that way.
It should be that way.
It should be that way.
You know, Grace, 20 years ago, maybe not even 20 years ago, the notion was that you would go to high school, and then you would go to college, and then you would go work. That is not the way students or employers look at college anymore. It is a constant... it's a web. It is a quilt, right? Where you're going to college and you're learning and you're upskilling and you're thinking about, as you said, what certificates do I need now in order to become engaged with the work that I want to do?
Learning is an ongoing experience throughout life. And so that those opportunities should be there for us to do it at local learning institutions. So I think that's fabulous.
Exactly. And we developed all these programs in response to the need for talent in Western Massachusetts. 80% of our students come from this region. 80% stay in the region. So we feel this real purpose. Our purpose in many ways is to educate the workforce for tomorrow. And we take that very seriously, and we do it in every way we can, whether it's online, whether it's on campus, whether it's some hybrid. We have some programs where you take certain courses online and then you might do your clinical experience face-to-face. So we take our role as workforce developers in our area very seriously.
And that is so good to hear, because that is a problem. I hear everyone talking about that. How do we keep our students here? And it's wonderful to know that you've got this program, because that's the thing. I think we wait until they're seniors or juniors, and then we start to reach out to them. But why don't we reach out just maybe a little bit sooner and bring them into the college experience?
Exactly.
And realize everything that we have here in Western Mass, wonderful schools, wonderful opportunities. And maybe then you start to realize, this is for me and I'm already comfortable here. So you know what? I'm going to continue to grow.
Exactly.
Right here.
It's all about personal and professional growth, and particularly for women. We see that as a very important part of our mission. Our calling is to make sure that the women of Western Mass and beyond, frankly,
Yes.
have the tools, have the competencies, the confidence, as you talked about earlier, to be really successful business leaders. So to that end, we are in our 26th year of the Women's Leadership Conference. And I will tell
amazing.
you, it is amazing. This is the absolute premier event for women and men.
Yes.
And men in the area. And we've just had some of the most amazing speakers. You know, we had Tyra Banks, we had Robin Roberts, we had Margaret Thatcher. We've had just business leaders from around the world. And it's very inspiring. If you haven't had the opportunity to attend before, I'd like you to come as my guest.
I would be delighted.
It is April 4th, 2024. So mark your calendar.
We're all going to mark our calendars because I do encourage everyone to go. And there are some men there and women, but there is this camaraderie. And it's just a beautiful thing when you have a group of women together. Most recently, we did a golfing sip and chip so that we could learn how to golf and actually be partners out there on the golf course with other business leaders. And we did really well. And the one thing when it all came to an end, the women said, how can we continue to keep this group together? I learned so much from all of you.
I love that.
And that's
Brilliant.
the beauty of this. And that's the beauty of that conference. You may come in by yourself, because I had done that. I went in and I was on my own, but I left with a group of women. And I had all these wonderful folks that I know would support me and continue to support me.
And that's one of the goals, right? Is to build that professional and personal network. So this year, the theme is breakthrough. And what we're really focused on is helping women break through to that next level. So what is it that is holding you back from progressing in your professional career? And we're going to give you some tools and give you some new ways of thinking and give you some strategies and tactics for how to break through to the next level of your professional life.
I love it. That's wonderful. So if our viewers would like more information, how can they get more information? Save the date, April 4th, and also take a look at what you have available for courses, certificates, programs.
Yes. So the best way to reach us is to go to www.baypath.edu. If you look at our website, there's various areas, one for the Women's Leadership Conference. There's graduate programs, undergraduate programs. A very important new initiative that we have begun is one around partnerships, working with our employers directly. So you raised a very interesting point a few minutes ago, Grace, which is around retention of employees. Right? Students, employees, talent. And so we have begun an initiative to assist our local employers with retaining talent through upskilling, through offering customized curriculum around what their needs are to make sure that we are responding. We're responding to the needs of local employers. So there's also an opportunity to find out more about that on our website.
I love that topic. And we need to get you back here for more conversations because I think we could stay here all day. This has just been so fabulous. Thank you so much for making time for us today. And I hope you'll be back soon.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us for Conversations with the ERC5. If you'd like to be the next guest at Stonegate Studios, go to our website and you may sign up there.